EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Acrisure Stadium on the north shore of the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When you talk about this Seahawk defense, they currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing Jones. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Bigsby. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct. Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now a handoff to Bigsby. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here we go.
Now Jones. That one into the hands of Hopkins downfield. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. 60 Eagles.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker to 3rd. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hold the set.
At the 35-yard line.
Get up.
Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 33. They'll try for the first with Walker. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Fourth down now after a loss of 2. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try to put them there. Now a lot of guys just barrels on the sidelines and try to put the football in one.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this is incomplete. It looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Steelers 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
You talk about this Seahawk defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Dances by him. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Throwing now is Daniels. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 23 yards on the play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, Daniels. Open man right side is Rice. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashee Rice, 33 yards. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football.
Here we go. Here we go.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it second down and 11.
Ready up.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Now a first and 10 at the 11.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Here we go. Go.
Another run by Bigsby. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. A run here with Bigsby. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Come on, come on.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Matthew Golden with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Seahawks 14. Steelers 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Throwing to start the drive, Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
The Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Oh, a short pass here to Hill. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Jalen Phillips. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Track him 60. Cowboy 80. What you got? Let's go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers are once again back in front. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now 17-14. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down the field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
And the Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Trying the left side with Walker. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Viking 18.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
60 Vikings, 60, cut 19, cut 19.
Here's Daniels. Pass caught. That's Golden. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Walker now at 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Walker is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Get it. Ready.
And going right back to Walker. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal. A final shot before break. Daniels. And he's into the clear. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
14.
The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Let's go now.
Now Daniels. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
To throw is Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. A terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Daniels looking to throw. That's taken in by Golden. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Seahawks, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They go play action. Daniels. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Left thing, 19. Here we go.
Daniels going to throw for it. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
First down, Seattle.
Throw out wide to Walker. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Caught that look from me there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
To the air goes Daniels. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
19, ready.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brought down back at the 45-yard line.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. Now remember, they had 2 last week in the win. Obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figured they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win. And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Got his man, Okonkwo. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
The coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
That hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
The kick by Fairbairn is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points.
Gonzalez set to kick off.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Start. 60.
There he goes, right side. He may go. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jackson Smith-Njigba, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
18 Cardinal.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, force the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That'll be caught by Rice. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. From the gun, it's Walker. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun, Daniels. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Rashee Rice, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Seahawks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Now Daniels going to keep it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now Jones. He'll try and do this himself. They'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Steelers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Ready.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Steelers 42, Seahawks 28.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D-line that almost had it. But third down coming up.
Here we go. 18. Pass ball 80.
Back to throw. Daniels. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, 62 yards. And the Seahawks are back within a score. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A game there of 30 big ones. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
35-yard line.
Throwing, Jones. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 34 yards. And the Steelers are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Throwing now is Daniels. Over the middle, he has a back row. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Finding Walker complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. And now it's blocked. And the Steelers get it. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Well, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last 2 plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT.
I wonder if after that long touchdown, if someone actually needed a play off and didn't take it, and maybe that was the breakdown in protection that led to the block.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
23 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Looking to throw. Jones. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And the return will stop it well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Start. Go.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. Over a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Come on, come on.
Back to throw. Daniels. He's got him in. Complete. And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning.
That's good for the Seahawks. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Got it. Ready? 18 ready. 18 ready. Here we go. Here we go. Top, hop, 70. Hop.
Back to throw now on 1st down. That one caught by Rice. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's another Seahawks.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And he's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Matthew Golden, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score. They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Jones looking around. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. That one looks like he'll throw here. Left side, he finds Smith-Njigba. And he is going to have a Steeler first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions step up and make those throws, and he did that.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Jones. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
70 Lions, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Here's Jones to throw. And this will be caught, but forget taking the lead. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.